have just made a statement here on the AFC East Division. This is one of the biggest wins in Drake Maye's career, and this is one of the best games we have ever watched here this season. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition here of the NE Patriots Talk channel, covering episode 10 here of the Patriots MayeFlower Voyage series. We have just left good old Buffalo, and we're now steering our way back from Buffalo back home to Foxborough and getting ready for New Orleans as we take on the 1-4 New Orleans Saints next week. As always, I'm your captain of the ship, Dow, aka DTN, and I got my two men with me, Mr. Andy Schulten and Thomas Noble. Boys, how are we doing?
We are awesome today. Let me just say, this is a result. I did say, a tiny voice in the back of my head said, "You see it coming, Andy. We're going to beat the Bills." And I remember you, Thomas, saying, I don't think so, Andy. This is Josh Allen. This is Sean McDermott. This is Christian Benford. I mean, and a bunch of other guys, they're 4-1. This is not a bad team we beat in Western New York the other night at all. Given how the Chiefs and the Ravens have started this season, easily I could see them in the AFC Championship game. And going out there and seeing Drake Maye do what he did, finally get that clutch comeback drive that we saw from Bo Nix on Sunday as well. And we're not sitting here saying, "Oh yeah, Joe Nix and Daniels did it and Maye has yet to do it yet." No. Now he's going to be mentioned in the same breath as those two other guys. And maybe you could elaborate on this, Dow. Drake Maye is now on a list including only two guys, him and Tom Brady.
That's really insane, to be honest, especially at a young age for our very own Drake Maye, after all of the shit coming from national media, especially when we had NFL Network saying that 9 out of the 10 panelists say the Buffalo Bills will beat the New England Patriots. We got them receipts, but let's ask Thomas, how are you doing, man?
Great. My voice is on rec. Make that Instagram reel. I cannot believe we beat them Bills on Sunday. You know what? Hold on. I got a phone call. Hello. Oh, really? What happened, Buffalo? How the hell do you lose to us, you son of a bitch? Don't even call until you really beat us, assholes.
Whoosh.
That was one entrance right here, but nevertheless,
pulled out a prank phone call. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Good on you, Thomas.
I was not prepared for that, but nevertheless, let's switch over here. As always, please make sure that if you haven't already, as you come in here to this episode, if you're watching this, please make sure that you smash the like button, hit subscribe. It's completely free and helps us grow significantly here on this channel, and we appreciate your support. We are currently at 95 subscribers. Woo!
Nice.
5 more, and we will be at 100. All you got to do is click that subscribe button, share this with all of your friends, and yeah, turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified for an upcoming live stream. And as always, if you see in the chat, please make sure that you post your questions in comments in the YouTube chat to interact with us throughout the show. Please make sure that we keep it football and Patriots related, just to make sure that this episode is clean and smoothly. But let's get started here with the initial reactions. I'll ask both of you the same question, but what are your thoughts on that game?
One word, and dare I jinx this team and echo our boy Brett Alper over on Patriots Sport Chat Sports on the Chat Sports Patriots channel. Dare I echo him and say back. This team, the New England Patriots, have a winning record for the first time in 6 years. Have their first victory against the Bills in Orchard Park since 2021. And arguably only their second ever win post Brady against Josh Allen. Because yes, Josh Allen was there the last time we played the Bills in 2021 in Orchard Park. But that was the fluky snow game where we only passed the ball 3 times.
Correction, it was extremely windy there.
And it was. That was the snow game and the wind game, to be much more precise. I mean, nobody was catching a break in the wind that evening. It was absolutely bonkers. And we were lucky to pull that one out. But yeah, there was not a lot of. That was one of the, I don't know about you guys, but that was one of the weirdest football games I ever watched. This was like actually fun football. Like, when have you ever seen you haven't seen the Patriots play a Super Bowl contender like that since Tom Brady was in town. Stephon Diggs coming absolutely alive, 10 of 12 for $146. Stevenson, hats off to him, made up after that fumble with the 2 touchdowns. Although, as I've heard on the radio, pretty much any self-respecting running back in the NFL could have done what he did and not fumbled. But, hey, you bounce back. There you go. Drake Maye, let me just pull up my notes here. He went...
No, I got it. He went 22 for 30, 273, 9.1 yards per average, and he got sacked 4 times for -6.
He got what for -6?
So he got sacked 4 times, 6 yards.
There you go. Cool. Thanks, Tom.
And because of this, Drake Maye is currently top 5 in passing yards behind, and here's this: Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, Indiana Jones, and Baker Mayfield.
5th behind Mayfield. So you're talking Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes. The vaunted Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes. And Aaron Rodgers. Now have fewer passing yards through 5 games than Drake Maye. Not to mention Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, Daniels was injured, so we'll catch him.
So you got to cut him some slack, but yeah.
And then also we got to give Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow some slack because both of them are injured. But I want to ask you, Thomas, what are your thoughts on that game from your perspective?
My God, crazy ass game. That's what I'm gonna put it. Crazy ass game.
Yep.
Like my brother and I were watching from upstairs from my room at this point. How am I gonna put this? The Patriots at sometimes like they're like I was out when we have those stupid penalties on the second half. I was like, here we fucking go again. We're gonna lose because of those stupid penalties.
Because of stupid, I mean, there was Landry had that fair tackle, and I believe it was Keon Coleman. I forget the receiver, and then Joshua Farmer comes out of nowhere and like re-trips him. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yo, what?
You just got unnecessary roughness when it was completely uncalled for. That's entirely on you. And Buffalo wound up scoring on that drive. And I think, wasn't that the same drive What did Corey Durden get flagged for? The sub-in nose tackle.
If I can look at the recap, there's another player who did get flagged, and I think this is one of his worst games. Jack Gibbons, because he also got flagged for something else. Because he also got flagged.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Gibbons some slack. Honestly, I don't know if this is his first penalty he ever had in this game as a Patriot or something, but again, those penalties need to stop. If we want to be
100%,
like it has to stop.
We had 8 versus Buffalo's 11, roughing the passer. Oh, thanks, Nelson. Very much appreciate it. In my research, I found that we had 8 penalties. Buffalo had 11. They had 3 more penalties, but we lost 3 more yards.
Yes. But
So
however,
the penalties that we had were more costly than Buffalo's.
Exactly. So that Buffalo crowd out there screaming that fouls through the game in our direction is completely bogus.
It's Buffalo fans. There's bad Buffalo fans here. What do you expect? Our guest from the preview show is a good Buffalo fan, and
they do exist. There are good Buffalo fans. There are good Miami fans. There are good Jet fans. They exist for all 3 teams. On the other hand, can I just say you got crap Pats fans too? What?
Yeah. What is it? Yeah. But anyway, we need to stop with those penalties here because we got the Saints this week. Probably, in my opinion, the worst teams in the National Football League. I don't care if it's the frickin' Titans or anything. The Saints are the worst team in the league. But anyway, back to the game.
Worse statistically probably than the Jets, and the Jets are 0-5.
Yeah.
I know.
The Saints just beat the Giants, but that is more of a tankable game.
Yes, but I was me and my brother were screaming at the TV when Bargalas made that field goal. I was like, pray to God, do not miss that damn field goal. Because you made a 53-yarder when we played Miami. You made those field goals before. And this is the first time you ever played at Miami. I mean, not Miami. At Buffalo. You never go into a city that is not Miami or not Venezuela. So he freaking made it. My brother and I were screaming, and I was crying. I was crying to death when we beat Buffalo. You have no idea how much beating Buffalo means to me here. The Bills always own us every freaking season. Like, for God's sakes. That win means everything to this team.
Yep. And I pulled something up here. This might surprise you guys. Overall defense, Pats 18, Saints 17. They're 1 spot ahead of us on overall defense.
Defense did it because remember, you still have Demario Davis. You have Cam Jordan, excuse me. They did lose Marshawn Lattimore. They now have Kool-Aid. They have Kool-Aid.
McKinstry.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But we'll get to the Saints later. But let's talk about I want to say about those penalties that Sean Hockley, man, this referee has been known for being one of the most flag happy referees I have ever seen. This crew is so flag happy. The Buffalo Bills, for some reason, these past 3 games did not look good, especially on defense. And here's the best stat, and I think Thomas posted these stats in the chat. The New England Patriots, for the 5th consecutive game in a row, has put all running backs less than at least 50 rushing yards of all running backs, including Josh Allen.
But fun fact here, guys, the New England Patriots are once again a top 10 overall scoring defense. We're 9th, tied with Washington for 9th in a 2-way tie.
That's really insane, to be honest. It probably does help when you have Chris Gonzalez back.
Yeah, 100%. Because since we averaged, what was it? We gave up 20.
We gave up 20 against the Raiders.
20. Is it 20? Yep. 20, 27.
30, yeah.
20, 27, and 31. 20, 27, and 21.
20, 27, 21, and 13. Well, I would say 6 because the other touchdown didn't count because it was garbage time.
Right.
Yep.
And then 20 because
and 20 to Buffalo. Yeah.
But wait, go ahead, Thomas.
Yeah, there was some stats I found at 3:13 in the afternoon. I just found from Pitch Communications, and it's concerned. It is also for the pass defense. That includes our rookie Craig Woodson. He's the first rookie defensive back since Derwin James Jr. in 2018 to record 4 tackles for loss for the first 5 games of the season, and he is the only Patriots rookie defensive back to do so since tackles for loss data began being tracked in 1999.
And here's the best stat, and this is from Patriots with a 1 instead of an I on Instagram. The Patriots defense had a season high 28 QB pressures versus Buffalo. Prior to this game, the most allowed by the Buffalo Bills was in a game was 17. That's a lot from this defensive line, but
we also beat the Bills at home for the first time, I believe, in 14 games. It's been almost 2 years.
It's since 2021 we beat them.
Overall, this was the first loss the Bills have. This is the first home loss the Bills have had in 14 games.
I agree, but this is the first time we beat the Buffalo Bills at their home since 2021.
Correct.
On Monday Night Football, where Mac Jones only threw for 3 passes, and it was a Damian Harris show.
Yep.
Yeah, this is where run the football is the key thing here. Like, everyone's keep bitching and moaning, like, pass the ball. Like, you need to realize it's heavy winds. It's heavy wind. How are you supposed to pass a football that is like that windy, like about 20 miles per hour, 30 miles per hour? What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, I agree 100%. But let's get to this one large topic that I think we need to discuss, and then we could get to the recap. And that is, what do we do with the running back situation ever since Antonio Gibson went down with a knee injury, and then it was confirmed per tests that it is an ACL tear? What do we do at running back, especially when you have Stevenson still with his fumble issues? You're now left with Travion Henderson, but they just added. Okay, I think my roommate left. I don't know what the heck happened, but they just signed Jashawn Corbin to their practice squad, making room by releasing Royce Newman. What do we do with running back?
Signed who?
Jashawn Corbin. He was with the Falcons, the Giants, and I can't think of another team.
I heard him a little bit. He was part of the backups. I have not watched his fucking tape.
He is only 25. Giants, Panthers practice squad, Giants again, San Antonio Brahmas, UFL, Falcons practice squad 25, and practice squad New England now.
And we signed him when there were reports that the Patriots, this was per Mike Reese, that free agent running backs, Deion Jackson, who came up from Duke, who was recently with the Detroit Lions, and then you have Damian Martinez, who played for the Miami Hurricanes, used to play for the Seahawks for tryouts for the Patriots today. And it appears that Jashawn Corbin will be at running back. But when we talk about running back, how is that going to impact the running back room, especially when you have to rely on Stevenson, who unfortunately fumbled the ball again. And then Travion Henderson still looks raw, unfortunately. As much as I love Travion Henderson, there's still things you need to work on. What do we do?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, that Corbin is the only running back on our practice squad right now.
Let me take a look. Actually, no, we have Terrell Jennings.
Terrell Jennings. Interesting.
Because Tyler's saying, let's bring in Jerome Ford. That's one candidate. Well, my other candidate would be Dante Foreman. Zach Moss.
Dante Foreman is still playing?
He's in the free agency market for running backs still.
Let me pull up the free agent running backs, because originally I was thinking of doing a live stream talking about the Antonio Gibson. What do we do without Antonio Gibson now that there's unknown? But unfortunately there was so much unknown with my schedule, so I couldn't do it. But let's take a look at these candidates that we could select. Now we did bring in Corbin, that's for sure, but it never hurts to draft another running back, because we're now in a running back room. We're in a market for a running back when we when we lost Antonio Gibson, and because I don't trust Stevenson with his fumbles after that performance. But we have Zach Moss, we have Jamal Williams, Gus Edwards, Amir Abdullah, Chase Edmonds, Travion Williams, who was with us, but we let him go. Josh Kelly, Dante Foreman, John Kelly, Chris Evans, and Owen Wright. Which of these guys would you consider to be a substitute for the New England Patriots?
I could bring in Gus Edwards. I mean, I think he's actually a decent veteran presence. Had a decent year for Baltimore a couple seasons ago. And like you said, Dow, Trevion, as much as we all love him, is still very clearly a rookie. He is not Omarion Hampton. He is not Quinshon Judkins. He's a kid, and we've seen that on the field. Other than, I think he actually did have a good kickoff return against Carolina last week. But I think Gus Edwards, he's 30, so he is definitely a veteran. The Ravens from 2018 to 2023, and with the Chargers in 24. Nicknamed who?
Gus Edwards is injury prone. Edwards said that Gus, he is injury prone.
Okay. Thank you.
Zach Moss would be a nice addition, but
Moss could be decent.
But the problem is, not only we need a running back who could be a playmaker, we also need a running back who could be like your kick returner, because he was our kick returner. Because I do not want Marcus Jones to be the kick returner, because he's clearly your punt returner for the team.
Correct.
There's one player I think we could trade for, and I think we should bring him back. Gunnar Olszewski.
Interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't blame you on that one. What's he with Pittsburgh?
No, he's now with the Giants.
Oh,
jeez.
There's one free agent running back that you kind of missed out, who I think is fit the criteria, and that is Jamal Williams.
Okay. And Thomas.
He's a I got this from Twitter. I just tried to collect some sources. He led the NFL. He was led the NFL in touchdowns in 2022. He's a power runner, so why not just bring him here at this point?
And besides, he has so much. He's one of the most how do I say? One of the most passionate. One of the most Yeah, one of the most passionate players I've ever seen, especially where he played with heart, especially when he played for the Packers. He played for the Lions, and then a couple of seasons ago, he did play for the Saints, and he's currently a free agent. So I would not mind bringing him, maybe for like a 1-year deal as like a replacement for Antonio Gibson. But yeah, DPF comes in and says, I would go take Jeff Wilson off the Dolphins practice squad.
Interesting.
The question is if we would do that to a division rival. That would be the question.
I would not do that.
Go back to Tyler's comment, though. What did he say? DFP, I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. I'm on my phone and went to hit cancel. I'm sorry.
It didn't matter. But, Eric Kemp comes in with something that I think we might be interested in. Trade for Tyler Algier from the Falcons. He won't cost much, and I think he could develop. Interesting.
They have Bijan. He's clearly their RB2.
It doesn't make sense, though. Why would they? I get it that Bijan Robinson, he's one of the best running backs.
I don't think they'd want to get rid of him yet. It's what, his second year? Yeah, that's stupid. I mean, I know. I take that back. Yes, Algier would be an excellent addition, but yeah, they're the Falcons. They probably want to keep him behind Bijan Robinson for the foreseeable future, the next 4 to 5 years.
There's one player I think we should bring in, and I think that he was talked about last offseason, and we had an opportunity to get him. Unfortunately, we didn't get him, and he's currently with the Buffalo Bills practice squad. Frank Gore Jr.
Yep.
We should bring him back. We should bring him in.
You be the guy from Southern Mississippi? That's Frank Gore Jr.?
Yeah. That's him.
I did. He is a good running back. Honestly, I don't see why not.
Because I think that also another player is Jerome Ford, because he does have a relationship with Mike Vrabel. So basically, we can bring him in, and he's not being used right now in Cleveland. So I would not mind bringing him forward.
Yep, honestly.
But yes, we do need a running back, especially when we lost Antonio Gibson. And yes, DPF, that there is one roster spot open. It could be an elevation. It could be promoted to the active spot, or we're going to have to look and venture into the market to find a running back. Oh, I just realized there's one player I forgot. What about we bring back Pure Strong? If Belichick wasn't stupid enough to trade him away for an unknown offensive tackle,
Pure Strong, or who was the other guy we had? Harris, not Damian
Kevin Harris.
Who?
Kevin Harris.
Kevin Harris. Thank you.
Then again, we don't.
Belichick, he lost it at the end, man. You know.
Yeah, he lost me at the very end.
Let's not digress too much.
Yeah, let's focus on the. But yes, we will talk about running backs eventually, but. Let's mainly talk about the game, man. Let's talk about some of the important key players that we need to talk about, and we need to talk about them big time. Let's talk about the connections between Drake Maye and Stephon Diggs. What are your thoughts on this connection between Drake Maye and Stephon Diggs, especially when Stephon Diggs went up against his former team for the second time?
I knew for the fact from the get-go that when we pick up Diggs, most people are really skeptical because he came up from an ACL injury. I don't give a damn. I have full trust in Stephon Diggs. He is one of the best, not the best, nay, the best wide receivers in the National Football League, and he's only 31. When he's fully recovered, he could get to 800, 900 receiving yards, or go over the stretch 1,000 yards if he has to. With Drake Maye, get somebody to pass to that he's more like a young version of Josh Allen, and just get a receiver that you can trust. Hell, that's your wide receiver one. Like, I know people most looking fully on Hunter Henry or Keyshawn Booty. Stephon Diggs can cook. He can still cook at 31. And what he did last Sunday against his former team, which is the Bills, put up 146 yards on their defense, was really something. And Drake May did not miss a single beat against this Bills defense. He learned that from his first loss at Buffalo last year. That is probably the best wide receiver quarterback combo since Brady left.
Oh, 100%. I don't think even when Kendrick Bourne was here, when Jacoby Myers was here, we never saw a rapport like that between Mac Jones and one of our wide receivers. We just didn't do it. Of course, as we know, when Josh McDaniels was here, we saw it the other night. He spreads the ball around. He likes to do that. But through 5 games here, Stephon Diggs is on 359 receiving yards. That's on pace for a near 1,500 yard season. I'm not saying that will happen, but not 300 yards, 1,200 yards. But I'm not saying that's going to happen, but we could have the first 1,000-yard wide receiver on this team since Julian Edelman. And that is
crazy.
That is crazy. And I love it. Yes, Thomas, I loved seeing that rapport between Diggs and May the other night. Was it May? Was it Diggs who had that beautiful toe tap on the sideline that looked like the Julio Jones catch from the Super Bowl?
Yes.
That was like freaking amazing. Like,
yeah, this is what a healthy Stephon Diggs looked like. He's
100%. And then that where he found Diggs just escaping the sack from Daquan Jones there, who by the way is a Vrabel protege. He played for 3 years under Vrabel in Tennessee. Escaping that sack from him, and we saw this last year. The kid's nearly sitting down, and he can get the ball out of his hands. He finds Diggs on that. It might have been an out route for at least 12 yards. I mean, that
for what Drake May did here, he almost from a 8-yard loss from a sack to literally get the Diggs. Like, Drake May, I'm sorry, like
this is, dare I draw comparisons to the 2001 Patriots here, but I've been thinking about this. 2002, the Pats won't beat the Rams. 2025, the Pats won't beat the Bills. That's the way the analysts have been looking at this team. I get it. That was Super Bowl circumstances back 20 some odd years ago. But these teams are now very similar. You had a 24-year-old Tom Brady, and John Madden's up there in the box screaming for the Pats to send the game to overtime. And he makes a couple of killer throws on that drive to get us into field goal range. This is also where else was I going? Help me out here, Dal. Fill the void.
I don't know, but Eric mentioned something that I want to talk about. He said, I can't believe Diggs doesn't have a C on his chest. Like Mike Vrabel said, after he announced that who the captains are going to be for the upcoming season, he says, you can be a leader by showing how to be a leader if you're not a leader yourself. And that's what Stephon Diggs did. When you heard his speech, where you said, I forgot his quote, but hold on, let me pull up that quote from our very own Stephon Diggs. Let me find it on the, if I can find it from the Patriots. Yep, this is the one I'm looking for.
Oh, that's the parallel I thought of, but
we all we got, we all we need. What were your thoughts on that quote from our very own Stephon Diggs?
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
I agreed, and I agree, Boardcom. Diggs proved a lot of people wrong.
He did. He proved a lot of people wrong. I mean, he had people bashing him as recently as right after the Pittsburgh game. I mean, where is Steph Diggs? He was on that boat in Hawaii. Well, and this and the whole like Cardi B thing. It's like, really,
and also
shut up.
And also that pink substance, like it's just for stories.
Oh, and what's that other thing? What's that other thing? Oh, he poops his pants. I mean, come on, like grow up.
Like
we're not 6.
Also, Boardcom mentions we have to talk about what happened with Diggs during his post-game interview. He did say that he did talk about, yes, it was really emotional and not emotional. It was really personal for Stephon Diggs to go up against his former team. Like it's love between Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, but at the same time, it's going up against your former team. So I think this really meant much for him, which is why I titled this, pinpoint this game, Revenge of the Stephon Diggs, which I think that was really important to talk about.
And that was, I mean, his hype up speech before the game, that fight for your brother speech that he gave was awesome. I mean, that's a guy who's here to play and he means business.
Yeah, exactly. If he can continue to say these kind of speeches and continue to motivate this team, not on the offense, but also on the defense, and especially this, and I will give credit to Mike Vrabel for shifting that culture. He, within 1 year from Jerod Mayo to Mike Vrabel, he turned up the switch for this team. This is something that the Patriots did, unlike what the Jets did under Aaron Glenn, because not with Mike Vrabel, not only that he's changing the culture, the players are buying in.
Yes. And even my non-football knowing mom said earlier today, it looks to me like Vrabel is a far better coach than Mayo. Mayo just doesn't have the personality or skills to be. What happened, Thomas?
We got a comment. There's a comment from one of my friends in the chat right now. PW Radio, who's a great friend of mine. I've been in his. As a matter of fact, I am a co-host for his podcast on every Sunday. So he said, Diggs is a talented wide receiver, and it was a must-win game for him to show that he is a top talent again, which I do agree with here.
Yeah.
I agree.
He had to go in there and ball, and he did exactly that, right? Or else, we'd still see a bunch of dumping on Stephon Diggs. But my point with Jerod Mayo is, and even my mom agreed. It's like, defensive coordinator was the way to go for him. Unfortunately, water under the bridge.
Yeah, I mean,
done.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly agree with this point. I mean, when we have Jerod Mayo as the head coach, I was skeptical. I know people here happy with it, but not me. I'm skeptical because I'm sorry to be a Bill Belichick successor. That is a overstatement. And what he showed last season, he did not even show anything at this point. That is where he got the boot out of the door.
Which explains why the coaching staff.
He still acted like he was a player. A coach cannot act that way at all.
You can be a captain, but you can be a captain and be like a great defense coordinator, but not as a head coach, because I think it was way too early. And then defense Kraft lost his mind, but it was in the contract. And I don't think that he deserved to be a head coach anytime soon. But this is the same situation with the 2025 Jets under Aaron Glenn. The defense was supposed to be the driving force for the Jets. Unfortunately, now that they're 0-5, they are currently, and I'm going to say this. I get it. We're going to quickly talk about the Bills game, but the New York Jets under Aaron Glenn for the first 5 games in NFL history have recorded 0 takeaways. That never happened in NFL history. You have never
seen any team, not just the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna blame the 0-5 team to Eric Glenn. I mean, it's the players. It's absolutely the players at this point. They did not even show anything here. The locker room for the Jets is just not
a disaster. Yeah,
disaster.
And you can see fans going livid at this point because of this. But when we talk about the New England Patriots going up against the Buffalo Bills, this is something that the Dolphins and the Jets never did when they went up against Buffalo. We put a statement against the Buffalo Bills at their home, something that the Dolphins never did. And the funniest thing is that, granted, they say, is it because the Buffalo Bills were wearing their rivalry jerseys? Because I know that they were wearing rivalry jerseys. Or is it because for the past couple of games, they have been one of the more penalized teams? Because last week, the Bills had 11 penalties against the Saints, which was uncharacteristic from the Buffalo Bills. And like Mike Vrabel said, you want to take advantage of that football. And
they were lucky when coming off that game. And one of the reasons I thought there was a chance we'd beat them, and I was like, this team might not be bad, but they were lucky to beat the Dolphins and the Saints. And you just brought up those 11 penalties they had against New Orleans, Dow. They backed that up against us. They had 11, and still,
yeah, honestly, if you
they were in, they are a good team. They can make up or nearly make up for bad football. They still could have won that game. They did not lose until the final 30 seconds.
Yeah, Buffalo's still a good team. I still could say that Buffalo's still a good team. But when you have 11 penalties on the last week's game, and now 11 penalties on this Sunday night game at this point, I'm sorry. You need to limit those penalties.
Yeah.
And honestly, what the Bills showed us at this point, yeah, they did not even limit those penalties. And what's the referee's name again on that game?
Sean Hockley.
Yeah, he's the most penalty-heavy referee in our game. Like, we have 8 penalties. They have 11. 19 penalties altogether this game. That is like the most penalty-heavy games.
That's like nearly 5. That's like nearly 5 fouls every quarter. That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Honestly, like I don't think I have ever in my life seen that much penalties in a New England Buffalo game ever.
Their team is so flag happy. I'm like, this is the same referee who refereed that Bills-Eagles game back in 2023. And yeah, Bills were undisciplined that game. But nevertheless, Sean Hockley is not like his father, Ed Hockley, who is one of the best referees in the league. Sean Hockley is not living up, because especially when you have referees nowadays making this impossible for the league nowadays. But then again, you gotta beat the refs, regardless if they're favoring one team or another. But we gotta talk about let's talk about this offensive line, especially with the left side of the offensive line.
Because I remember in the Discord chat there was a lot, and I mean a lot of dumping on Big Will during that first half. And Thomas, it was either you. What happened?
It's nothing. You go ahead.
No, there was a lot of dumping on Big Will in the chat that first half. And after the game, I think it was Thomas, it was either you or Tyler put up his stats. And I'm like, hello, people. This is an NFL tackle here. This is the youngest member of the Patriots doing this, not allowing any sacks. A handful of pressures, if not none. Late pancaking Joey Bosa, laying Joey Bosa practically flat on the ground. This kid is. I have eaten my words on Will Campbell. I ate my words on him in the draft, and right after we drafted him, and it's like this kid means business. He is what he was in the SEC.
Yeah, I did. I just go ahead, Thomas.
Yeah, I knew when the draft few months ago began, when I want an offensive lineman to be to be drafted, the only tackle that I want to be in this team is Will Campbell. I don't care about Armand Membu. I don't care about anyone else. I want Will Campbell. He is a might be the most best tackles on the draft board. And when we grab him, I'm excited for that. And what he showed us, he has not allowed. And get this, he hasn't allowed a sack since week 1 against the Raiders. And when he went against Joey Bosa, like you posted these stats right here on the chat, 40 pass blocking snaps, no sacks, no pressures, no quarterback hits, 2 hurries, 97.2% pass block efficiency, 87.2% true pass blocking grade from team high. This is literally showed that what he said on the draft, he would ride or die to protect Drake May. That he's what.
I mean, to be fair, if lineman ever won O'Roy, he would.
I heard that the Fox is creating a brand new award specifically for offensive linemen. That's what I heard.
Okay.
So basically, it will be coming soon. But I agree. Even though Will Campbell did struggle against Greg Rousseau, who did get a sack on him, but Tyler mentioned something and why people criticize the offensive line. He said Drake May running out of the pocket was clearly designed for him to roll out.
Because that's what he does. He is a creator. I mean, I should just ignore, and I did ignore it on Sunday when people started lashing out at the O-line. Oh, this fucking O-line. Oh, we still took a guard at 4. No, we didn't take a guard at 4. Even I've eaten my words on that. And this is one of the reasons it's like, all these people saying Drake May was, quote, going to get killed last year. I mean, that's why you drafted a guy who's mobile, so he wouldn't get killed behind a poor O-line, and he didn't get killed behind a poor O-line. And now he has an O-line that's like, we looked at tied for top 5 in, gosh, where was that stat sheet, Thomas? It's right here. It's in the chat.
Yeah, is it what I posted?
It is.
I think it's after the 50.1%.
In true pass set grade, I don't quite know what that means.
So basically, the tackles against pass blocking. So basically, the tackles, they had a 62 grade. The guards had a 58, and Bradbury had a 62. Average, that would be 61. So basically, people would
we're tied for the fourth best pass blocking offensive line in the NFL,
next to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right. Yeah, and that's behind Denver, Atlanta, Minnesota, and Philadelphia. At least 2 of those will wind up playoff teams.
Yep, and the teams we're ahead of, the Titans, the Jaguars, the Bills, dare I say it, the Chicago Bears, and the Chiefs.
And who was the line all the media were fawning on? What was that O-line all the media were fawning on in the offseason? Chicago. They got Drew Dahlman. They got Joe Tooney. They got that other guy whose name. Who?
They got Darnell Wright, who was the former first rounder. Yeah. They got Jonah Jackson, who was with the Lions. Last season, he was with the Rams.
Jonah Jackson. That was him.
And then Braxton Jones.
One of the worst. And get this. They say as good as Dak Prescott's been, one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
He only got 1 sack that week.
The Cowboys have the worst. The Cowboys have the worst pass blocking O-line.
And you know what's even funnier? Dak, with 4 linemen out, only got 1 sack. That's because the Jets suck.
It's the Jets. Like, I hate to say it. It's the Jets. Like I said, the Saints are going to be the worst team in the NFL. I might as well have to throw the Jets too. Like I want to roast the Saints so bad, but the Jets are awful. Like I have never seen the Jets being this awful in my life here. Like are they like it's almost like since 2020 when they went 2-15.
I mean, we like to make fun of the Jets, but, they usually even when they're terrible, like you said 2020, even when they're terrible, they usually have a top 10 defense. This year, it's like they don't have
Probably
a top.
because their
I don't know. Like their defense is non-existent. When I
Exactly.
look at this. Like
That can
I
also
don't
play the
get it.
fact that how the defensive coordinators suck. Steve Wilkes is not a good defensive coordinator. He was the reason why San Francisco lost to the Kansas City Chiefs and why he was let go by the San Francisco 49ers. But let's quickly talk about this. Let's quickly talk about who else. Let me also take a look in this list.
We got to talk about.
Let's talk about this defense, and we got to talk about this run defense.
I was gonna say Gonzo, but we can start on the run D first. It's fine
because this is from the notes. The run defense held James Cook to 49 on 15, 3.3 yards per carry. Allen needed to be quarterback one and running back one with 53 rushing. Because of that, Marcus Jones end zone saving pick stop a Bills surge. Greg Woodson and Jalen Hawkins split the team's lone stack. That's really impressive from this defense. And this was without Caleb Chase on, if you think about it. The pressure from these two defensive tackles looked really good. Look, you know what's interesting? The consistency with this run defense has improved big time because last season we did not even stop a running back if it meant our lives.
Yeah, like I'm going to say this. Last season, we probably have the worst run defense in the damn league. Like, I'm sorry. And I had to say, like, it's almost like to say that we have the worst offensive line in the damn NFL. And it's take that from me because I cry, bitch, and moan about the offensive line. I even say the same thing about the defense. Like, the run defense is way better than last season.
We couldn't stop a nosebleed when it came to the run game last year.
I know.
It's team
awful.
This team, we beat the pants off of freaking what's the QB2 in Indianapolis right now? Oh God, it's Indiana Jones and Anthony Richardson.
Which
we let Anthony Richardson eviscerate us on a go-ahead drive. Mike Vrabel does not do that.
No, absolutely not. If it was Mike Vrabel, then I don't know. Like, this is Gerard Mayo, the Gerard Mayo Patriots that got us a loss against the god-awful Colts team with Anthony Richardson, who, in my opinion, is a bust.
And back to the Bills in a second here, but like I said after that Carolina game, yeah, obviously the Buffalo game was better, but after that Carolina game, I sat there saying, guys, we couldn't beat the Titans last year.
No.
We couldn't beat the Colts last year.
We couldn't beat the Jaguars last year.
We couldn't
beat the Jags last year.
The AFC South last year was putredo.
And we went
lost 0-4. We went 0-4 against them. That is ridiculous.
Like, we lost to the Texans, which yes, the Texans are good. The Texans are fine. That's when they are ahead of them. But Jags, god damn it, which is bad. Jaguars, which last year they have the worst pass defense. Actually, we lost against them.
Houston last year actually wound up 10-7. But here's the rest of the division. Indy losing record 8-9. Jacksonville losing record same as us 4-13. Tennessee, they had the 101, 3-14. That is not a good division.
No,
and we lost to them because of incompetency from the defensive coordinator, DeMarcus Covington, who should never be a defensive coordinator from the beginning.
Correct.
Yeah, he's like DeMarcus Covington. I don't get my brother again. My brother. Hype up. Oh, DeMarcus Covington's going to be a great defensive coordinator. Shut the fuck up.
Your brother liked him?
Before, like, I hate him. He's the worst defensive coordinator of all the Patriots football. And he should never step foot in a football field as a coordinator again.
I mean, we lost six one-score games last year, in part thanks to DeMarcus Covington. Anyway, this Buffalo game, Thomas, calm down. This Buffalo game, I'm going to pull up some stats here. So I have Milton Williams down for half a sack, 4 tackles, and a quarterback hit. Milton Williams, really helped stop Josh Allen, and I believe it was Buffalo's final drive, where Christian Gonzalez had that final tackle, and I think was it Coleman that he tackled there with it was. 6 tackles, 2 solo, and a pass defended. Marcus Jones, that beautiful sideline pass defended, 1 of 2. He had 8 tackles, 5 solo, 1 for a loss, and a pick. Buffalo had 3 turnovers on the other night. So 1 was that pick by Marcus Jones. The other 2 were
fumbles.
Spillane had a forced fumble.
And Farmer.
And who?
Farmer.
And Farmer had a forced fumble, right, on Buffalo's opening drive. So, yeah. Josh Allen went on his press conference and said, we played sloppy football. It's like, bro, it doesn't matter. You're still the quarterback of this team. You're still the reigning NFL MVP, and you are still in position to beat us. You just got, you were dealing with Drake May on the other team, buddy.
I was going to say this. He made Josh Allen look like his rookie season. Let's say that. Because he turned over the football machine again.
Yeah, which I say it again here. They need to stop with those turnovers. Like the first game, the last game against the Saints, 11 turnover. 11. That's penalties. Never mind.
In this game, 11 penalties too.
And this was
but they need to stop with the penalties because Josh Allen made it through an interception against the Saints, the worst team in the league, which we're facing this week. And now he got an interception, which we got from Marcus Jones. Honestly, the Buffalo Bills, they got to stop with those penalties. I mean, penalties and stop with those turnovers. Why do I keep saying penalties? I just love to talk about penalties at this point. I just need to talk about turnovers.
We all do, Thomas. We all do. We love to talk about fouls.
Penalties kill games. Turnovers kill games. We won the turnover margin in spite of how sloppy this game was, and I can agree.
The Bills had a crazy turnover margin. They had an NFL leading turnover margin going into this game.
But here's the thing: this was one of the this is what I don't get from this fan base. Bills Mafia thinks that we had the best game. Park said it himself in the AFC's roundtable. We did not have we technically had a sloppy game. This was more of the Buffalo Bills shooting themselves in the foot outside of Drake May and his performance. Did Drake May throw the ball over? No, but there were moments where we should have made better plays, like where our running back fumbled the ball again for the 3rd time this season for the 14th time. Let me look at this stupid stats from Ramondre Stevenson because, oh my gosh, I will not give him credit for the 2 touchdowns. Granted, he did get 2 touchdowns, but...
Which he did. He did redeem himself, but...
Listen to this. Ramondre Stevenson's currently leading the league in turnovers. Listen. This is his 17th fumble in his entire career. This is his 9th fumble that he lost. What are we going to do with Ramondre Stevenson at this point?
I get it. I get people are slandering Ramondre, but he was on the All Patriots list when it comes to running backs, when it comes to scoring touchdowns and so. If we get Stevenson, I get it. He turned the ball over. Am I angry about that? Yes. Am I at one point that I want to get rid of Stevenson? No. He's still a big part of the team. Regardless of those fumbles, regardless of those turnovers, he still contribute to this team when it comes to be a threat through the gut to the outside of the left and right side of the O-line. And most importantly, to score some touchdowns for us. Regardless of those stupid turnovers, which is we've been pissed off for here, I still can defend Ramondre Stevenson at this point when he scored those 2 touchdowns. Like, sure, I am still pissed off about those turnovers from him, but it's not just him made those turnovers and those fumbles at this point. It was Gibson too. He made that fumble as well before he got injured. So technically, Vrabel said that we need to clean up those stupid fumbles, especially for everyone here, not just Stevenson, everybody. And those 2 words, I bet keeps saying that they need to learn. Oh, what those 2 words here? Ball security. For crying out loud here. Like, if we don't have ball security at this point, what the hell are we gonna do here with this offense? Like, not just Stevenson, but our other running backs too. And the only running back on this team did not have a fumble here is Trevion Henderson.
Here I go. I'm sorry to cut you guys off, but here's what I was talking about. This article, by the way, is from September 23rd, but Buffalo had not lost the turnover margin for 25 straight games. That was an NFL record.
25 straight games. That's insane.
Correct.
And the fact that the streak was broken, I couldn't tell if it was because they were cocky or is it because they did a shitty job of scouting this team.
And like I said, they hadn't lost at home in nearly 2 years. There was, in theory, a lot going for the Buffalo. There was a lot going for the Buffalo Bills headed into that game. If you look at it on paper,
and we did ruin their rivalry debut. That the pinpoint from DPF. But what's interesting about this, we went up against a Buffalo Bills defense who was without Ed Oliver, and Matt Milano, who is also another player, who is an also old player. He's back. Who is back on this team?
They didn't have Tre'Davious White either.
They did have Tre'Davious White. He got smoked by Diggs, both him and Bedford. And then Taylor Rapp looked like non-existent. Taylor Rapp has to be one of the worst safeties. But do you know what's interesting? Let's go back to the defense. We got to get some defense. Let's talk about the secondary because, oh my gosh, there was a lot of slander going at Christian Gonzalez after he allowed this one particular reception for 23 yards, and that was against Josh Palmer.
Palmer, yeah, and then there was like these slight jokes in the chat. Oh, cut Gonzo. It's like no, it was one reception.
No,
he was not even He was not even fully healthy, and look what he did. He was targeted 5 times, only allowed 2 receptions, and had 1 pass deflection.
Yeah.
So I don't get what the slander was with Gonzo. I just think he's still recovering from that injury, that hamstring injury that he suffered 2 months ago. At least he is 10 times better than Ahmad Garner, because I'm not saying his first name because he has no right to say his first name after his crappy performance up against the Cowboys. I still don't get why people are saying Sauce Gardner is a top cornerback in the league. I still don't get it.
They're still saying that he doesn't. Oh boy, that's worse than the Bo Nix glaze, in my opinion. Anyway,
there's another player that we need to talk about, and that is Jalen Hawkins. I think this was
no right to talk about Bo, even though they just beat the Eagles.
Yeah, but let's talk about Jalen Hawkins, and I'm going to read this. Josh Allen had a 151 passer rating when targeting Jalen Hawkins in coverage, second highest, meaning the worst, among safeties from week 5. What do we do with the safety room?
On the other hand, he did have a fumble recovery and 3 tackles, but
I think Jalen Hawkins, he's a decent safety. I just think he sucks in coverage. I think he's a liability in coverage.
Yeah, there was a couple drives where Allen just wiped the floor with him. Well, it was like we were putting him instead of Gonzo on, what was it, Coleman? Was it? No, it was the tight ends we couldn't cover. It was Kincaid.
Oh God. Dalton
we
Kincaid
can't even
on us.
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills tight ends literally
Kincaid had 108. Kincaid had 108 yards. For a tight end, that's huge.
Yeah, the Patriots defense cannot even stop the tight ends, like especially Kincaid.
Kincaid was like perfect, 6 of 6 for 108, 18 yards per reception. He did not have a touchdown, but
no.
What's even more embarrassing?
Stop the GD tight ends. Come on.
And guess who we're going up against next week? We're going up against Taysom Hill next week. We're going up against Jawan Johnson, who I think is one of the more better receiving tight ends. But this was embarrassing from our safeties going up against those tight ends, because I'm looking at these stats from the Buffalo Bills tight ends. Dalton Kincaid had 6 receptions out of 6 targets for 108 yards. Dawson Knox had 2 receptions for 2 out of 2 targets for 15 yards. These tight ends, Joe Brady is utilizing these tight ends because he knew that the Patriots can't cover tight ends. And
Dawson Knox only had those 2 receptions, but he went 2 for 2 and averaged 7.5 per. I mean, that's not a pushover tight end right there.
Like, if we cannot stop the tight ends, honestly, I don't know what we're gonna do here. We could stop the receivers. I mean, we could do that, but tight ends, we need to cover those tight ends.
Oh yeah, especially Nelson mentioned an interesting point. Duggar or Mapu should be going up against tight ends. The thing with this is that I can't tell if they sucking against coverage or something else, or not utilized correctly. But Zach Gore, he is the interim defensive coordinator, so because there is zero clue of what is going to happen with Terrell Williams moving forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we now have his, was it prostate cancer or something like that?
Yeah, his prostate cancer.
Again, fuck cancer, by the way, still. But anyway, if there's anybody I can trust here to run the defensive calls here, that's Zach Kerr, honestly. At least he's better than DeMarcus Covington.
Exactly. But I felt like we all agreed that the first half, defensive wisely, was great. It was all until the second half where basically we somewhat did not make adjustments, but we made critical plays when it mattered the most, like the Marcus Jones interception. But let's question this. Let me ask you this, guys, and both of you can answer. Do you think Marcus Jones is worthy of, after his performance for the past 2 weeks, whether it's on defense, whether it's on special team, do you think he's slowly but surely worthy of getting a extension?
Oh boy. You go ahead to answer first, Andy.
Well, flip a coin. I loved the kickoff return against Carolina. And he did have a crucial stop against Buffalo the other night on Sunday Night Football, obviously. An extension?
Because this is his final year of his rookie deal.
I don't know. I think when push comes to shove, I would, because that means, to be frank, I know this is simplistic, but one less draft need. I mean, we're going to need a right guard. Not a right guard, right tackle.
We need safety help.
Possibly safety, tight end,
corner,
opposite Gonzo.
Because I feel like Davis, once again, he's still struggling with these penalties.
Davis blew balls the other night, and let's not even get started on Vidarian.
Oh my God!
What was he?
What
was he even? I can't even. I
can't even fathom.
I cannot. He is the. I'm sorry. I am.
First of all, I thought he was cut. I thought we got rid of him.
No, apparently he's still on the fucking roster. Like, he's the one Patriot I hate. I don't like
I'm on board with you. I'm on board with you. Go
ahead.
I mean, I did not shed a tear to see either Polk or Baker gone. Definitely
or
not
Jacobs
Cole Strange.
gone.
What?
Or DeMontre Jacobs, who was another liability in the offensive line.
DeMontre Jacobs was almost as much of a liability as Lowe.
Yeah, Lowe is the worst tackle that we have in this team. Like, he just should not deserve to be as a backup tackle.
He's not an NFL. He's not an NFL.
He's not an NFL caliber tackle. Like, I know that for sure. You saw that last season here. He is a liability, and he's known for making stupid penalties, which I'm completely pissed off for him here.
He was low cut one of those penalties on Buffalo's last scoring drive too, I think.
But then again,
they got like 60 yards in penalties on that drive. What was that, Dow?
I think Belichick was stupid enough to trade for that guy because he was originally drafted by the Vikings.
Yeah, but anyway, but back to the fucking Marcus Jones thing for the extension.
I would say yes when push comes to shove, by the way.
For how long?
I agree. I agree with one of the comments here. BWM Radio, again, it depends how he plays the next few games. Yeah, it depends on the next few games. We have the Saints, Titans, Browns, and then we got the Falcons, and then we got the Bucks. Those 5 games, the next 5 games or so. If he can play like what he did against the Bills, if he can make some good performances on the kick return and possibly play on defense, I think he is worthy to get an extension. Like, he's not the best corner on our team. He's probably the best special teamer on our team, but he's still a good enough player to give an extension to.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. I think that I want to ask you this, Andy. If you think that we should give him an extension, how much and for how long?
I held up 2 fingers, 2 years.
2 years, okay.
But don't give him too much money. Not like
I
what
wouldn't.
happened.
I wouldn't. Not more than 2. Not more than 2 mil. Not more.
I would say 2 years, 10 million.
10.
10?
5 million. 5 million per annum.
5 million per year. Yikes! I mean, I would say
I could go 3.
So 2 years.
What's your rationale?
Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at Marcus Jones' current extension. What he's valued. He is valued $5 million. $5 million.
Whoa. Okay then.
Yeah.
Yikes! Like I don't know. Then I don't know. I say 2 years. 2 years. Eric said here 3 year for $8 million, maybe. If we could do that, like I don't know. Like if it's possible.
I'm no businessman. I wish I know the numbers.
I am no business guy either. Like if there's any business guys in the chat, like it would be really helpful here, honestly. Like I'm not a contract guy again. So I know we could. I say 2 years, a 2-year extension for. I don't know how much money though.
No. I would say for to play it safe, I would give him like $4 million per year just to play it safe. So like 3 years, $12 million.
I mean,
so that's $4 million per month because as this guy said, you don't want to break the bank for Marcus Jones. We have like what, $60 million in cap space.
Yes, we need to save that cap space for whatever we need to get the free agents,
and also to extend our homegrown.
Extend Drake May, extend Gonzo,
extend potentially Booty.
Potentially Boutte, maybe Hunter Henry. Maybe
Hunter Henry, he is 31, so I don't know. Maybe I could give him like a 2-year extension, but he's getting up in age.
Yeah, this is at some point we need to draft a tight end or get a young tight end on the free agency
Because
market.
I love Hunter Henry, but he's getting up in age.
Yeah, Hunter Henry's a great tight end for us. Like what
He's the
Gal
most
said.
reliable tight ends. No matter how shit the Patriots seasons were, he has always been one of the more reliable tight ends in the league.
Yes. Like, no matter how
Drake may look great, he's more of a security blanket. He's like a Patriot. Somebody get a common sense.
Yes, like no matter how fucking shit this Patriots team is, which I cannot admit, which I admit and say here, Hunter Henry, like you said, more reliable tight end than we ever had in this offense. And we don't have a wide receiver. Our best receiver last year is indeed Hunter Henry.
Yeah,
we have a shit wide receiver room. Shit.
I don't disagree. But let's quickly get into the special teams before we go with the winners and losers portion of this stream. But let's talk about special teams. And oh my gosh,
Regales 2 for 2.
I'm
3 for 3 on field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points.
I'm gonna eat crow. I think that what switched up the momentum. I'm gonna say this again. I think Mike Vrabel giving him the game ball after that win against the Dolphins, it gave him that momentum. It gave him the positivity. It gave him the momentum.
Yes.
People are still bashing him for having yet to give Drake May a game ball. And let me tell you, I told one of my friends at work about this, and I agree with it. The more you shower your quarterback with affection, like giving him a game ball and shit, either his ego is going to shoot through the roof,
yes,
or he'll become too incompetent and get nervous on the field, or he'll become too overconfident, I should say, and get nervous on the field. We don't want either of those things happening with a still young quarterback in Drake.
No,
so yes, I understand the fretting over not giving him the game ball, but he's a quarterback. You still want him to grow. He had a phenomenal game against Buffalo. You still want this kid to keep growing.
Yes.
His potential is not there yet.
No, not yet.
So I can understand giving Andy B the game ball after Miami 100%.
Diggs 100% deserves the game ball after his performance.
And Diggs 100, yes.
And then obviously you got to give Regardless the game ball, especially that he kicked that winning field goal, because I will say this. He is doing something. I think that his performance is slowly better than Nick Folks, if I'm saying, but not to the level of Stephen Gostkowski, but better than Nick Folk, to be honest. Better than Nick Folk.
And definitely
and
definitely better than Chad Ryland.
Who we didn't develop properly.
Yeah, we didn't develop. Yeah, we couldn't
develop Belichick's last season. He couldn't develop a flipping kicker.
Yeah, which we picked in the fourth damn round, which is too early for getting a kicker.
You don't pick a kicker.
Who on earth would draft a kicker that high? Only some moron who has this ego. And let's quickly before we get into this, winners and losers, and forgive us, guys. But by the way, guys, if you haven't already, I'll put up this banner up. If you haven't already, please make sure that you smash the like button, hit subscribe. It's completely free and helps us grow significantly here on this channel. It will help YouTube recommend this channel for sports content, for Patriots content. This is one of the most recommended shows that you want to watch. And I think that the more subscribers that we have, we want to get to 100 subscribers. Not only we're going to have a special live stream, we're also going to be opening our very own Discord server, which is Austin's idea. It's unfortunate that Austin could not make it to this stream due to him being sick. Unfortunately, it would be nice if you guys click the subscribe button. It is really appreciated if you do so. But let's quickly talk about Bill Belichick and him being petty once again.
Yeah.
Him telling the UNC football staff to not credit Drake May's performance.
not so much that is to not pretty much stay silent on Drake May. Yeah, that's just...
This is the same coach who bashed on Drake May when he got drafted by the New England Patriots. Like, what?
I mean, this kid, this is Belichick wanting his own shit buried. I mean, he tried to tell Mayo not to draft May in as many words. Guess what? Mayo and Wolf did draft May. Now, May is looking like a borderline top 5. May is looking like a top 5 to 10 quarterback, and Belichick is playing petty / chicken by, no, UNC, you can't have footage of, okay. Basically, he doesn't want the world to know that the Patriots might be doing just fine without him. That's what it's all about. Belichick got a Belichick.
I'm not going to say anything about this, honestly. I'm just not going to add fuel to the fire on the Bill Belichick. I'll let you two go ahead with this.
I love it. I love him I like him as a coach and the history that he gave us for the 6 rings. But I feel like as a general manager, I think he's getting over his head. It's like, what is going on in his right mind? Is it because of his 24-year-old girlfriend, who is now going to be potentially 25? Is it because he is still clinging on to?
He's gonna marry the twit doll.
Okay,
you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I do not even go that far, honestly. But I agree here. Like, he's a great coach for all those 6 rings we have here. But again, as a general manager, I am sorry in advance. He's not worse than Jerry Jones, but he's not a good general manager.
No.
Sometimes his drafting is always questionable. Like, for example, why the fuck did we draft Cole Strange? Why we not get somebody like from a D1 school or something up the best tackle on the board? But why Cole Strange?
He had questionable. You could argue he had questionable GM calls the entire time he was here.
Also, the worst part is I think he lost me when he hired Matt Patricia and Joe Judge to be offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach.
Oh my God! Don't even.
Yep.
I
lost respect for that guy because of his
that is. I'm sorry. With Patricia and Joe Judge as the offensive coordinators, it is the stupidest idea out of Belichick's head. Like, why not keep Josh McDaniels? Because that will have Mac Jones' confidence up. And then, well, what happened then? We have a mediocre to bad season here. And then third year, Belichick lost confidence on Mac. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That is the reason. That is what I lose faith in Bill Belichick.
Belichick never owned his own mistake. Belichick really shone through when he never owned up to the mistakes he made with Mac, but he never really owned up to the mistakes he made with Brady either. Anyway, enough venting about Belichick. Let's get to our winners and losers from the other.
Yeah, for this game, honestly.
I read a post saying Belichick's recruitment is saying he can develop coach kids into professional football, yet he's denying NFL scouts to come and watch. What is this lunacy? Is he that petty? And then do you know what the worst part is? Don't forget, he hired that idiot Michael Lombardi to be his general manager. He is a cancer.
Is that in North Carolina?
Yes.
I love Belichick, but his general man. I'm gonna say this again. His general managing is questionable. It's like he can't. It's like he's stubborn. He's a dictator, but at the same time, he's so emotional. He likes his guys. He likes guys that he's more comfortable with, like Matt Rowe, who is a piece of shit. Matt Patricia, I like him as a defensive coordinator, but he is toxic. Guess why the Lions fired him? And then Joe Judge, who is a prick, and why the Giants let him go.
He didn't particularly dislike Brian Flores.
Right.
I would rather have Brian Flores as my head coach.
Oh, yeah.
Or as our defensive coordinator.
But, yeah, speak of Matt Patricia, guess where he's at? Ohio State, where they are the number one team in the damn country right now.
Probably.
Guys, like I said, winners and losers. Winners and losers. Back to task at hand.
Yes. Let's
get
to the losers. But for the winners and losers portion, we have been doing this every single week. We would give one winner from... It's hard to do it with special teams because we already know our winner for special teams is Andres Borgales, and it's hard to find a loser. Let's play it safe. One winner on offense, one loser on offense, one winner on defense, and one loser on defense.
Cool.
Let's start off with Andy.
So, my offensive winner is going to be... I am going to say... the offensive winner of Sunday Night Football is Stephon Diggs. It was close between him and Drake May. Again, I love the fact May finally had his clutch win. But you're talking a wide receiver who comes back still with a chip on it, clearly with a chip on his shoulder about coming out playing against his former team, but acts like a complete and utter gentleman before he takes the field, greeting Bills players, Bills coaches, Bills fans. The man acted like a complete and utter class act when, of course, he wasn't playing the holy game of football. But when he took the field, again, only a little more than a year, I believe, after tearing an ACL, these are his numbers. 10 of 12 for 146 yards, 32 long, averaging 14 yards per reception. He did not have a touchdown, but he had a couple of damn clutch catches, including one where Drake May throws the ball with Daquan Jones's hands draped all over him and finds him for 12 yards. This is a kid, 31. This is a man who wanted to come out, show his old team what he was still made of, and damn it to hell, he did it. And hats off to Steph Diggs. My loser on offense. Should I go with loser now?
Yes.
My loser on offense. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. I'd almost. You know what, Thomas? I'll flip it to you.
So yeah, my offensive winner here, again, it's a coin flip between May and Diggs. Just for this, I say Diggs because this is his revenge game at Buffalo. He wanted to show what he's made of here, and Drake made his first career game-winning drive, which is great. But the real star of the show is Diggs. 14.6 yards after the catch. And honestly, also, Stephon Diggs is the star of the show, and this is the reason why he's the wide receiver one for this team.
Yes, he'll be a wide receiver one.
Yeah, he's always, in my opinion, he is wide receiver one for the New England Patriots, regardless. I enjoyed watching him play. He
can still be thrown. May can throw him wide open. Too.
Yes, he made clutch catches when we need the most, including that freaking toe tap catch, which that is icing on the cake. I've never seen anything like that as a Patriots fan at all.
Not on our team. We saw it with Julio Jones, but not from a Patriots quarterback with a Patriots wide receiver.
No, absolutely not.
I have a feeling we might go 3 for 3 here on winners and losers on the offense. I have to go with Ramondre Stevenson as a loser because, as I said earlier,
We can all agree Ramondre Stevenson's a loser.
Yes, he had the 2 touchdowns. Rah rah rah. Pretty much any decent running back in the NFL could have done that, and he is not a bad player, as we said, as Brett Alper says. But they were saying on the radio yesterday, sadly, he might not be able to control the fumble problem, which is...
We're going to have to train him at some point.
Stevenson is not
chain him to a... No, I'm not... No. I'm not going to... No, let's not go there. But yes, he needs training.
I'm sorry, but I feel like Stevenson is still... I have to get my winner first, and I'll get back. We'll discuss the Stevenson thing. So my winner, I agree with the Stephon Diggs, but if I want to go somewhere different... I'm going Will Campbell and Jared Wilson. It's between Jared Wilson and Will Campbell. They are top. Jared Wilson is a top rookie in the top offensive line rookie with a lowest pressure rate. The lowest pressure rate you've ever seen. That is how great he is as a left guard. And he's supposed to be a center, our future center. He has been looking great as a left guard. And there was a big hole at left guard because Cole Strange can't stay healthy and is incompetent of playing. We had Michael Jordan at one point at left guard, but he can't stay healthy. We had Sidney So, who was a liability. But,
Yup.
But yeah, let's get back to Stevenson. I'm sorry, Thomas. I agree, but then I disagree at the same time, respectfully. Ramondre Stevenson, even though he had 2 touchdowns, can't even secure the damn ball. And it's been a problem for so many years. He's currently the leading leader in fumbles. 3 out of 3. Like, I'm done with Ramondre Stevenson. Whether we like him or not, I'm done with Ramondre Stevenson. Look at the stats, and I'm going to read his stats. Forgive me. 7 carries for 14 yards. His longest is 7. 2 receptions for 13 yards in the passing game. That's not good enough.
That's hard. Those overall stats are hardly good. Outside of the 2 touchdowns, that's crap stats.
And you only got those 2 touchdowns because Stephon Diggs made plays when it mattered the most.
Yes, but my loser is not Ramondre. It's actually Demario Douglas.
Okay.
Interesting.
Explain.
I'm sorry that Ramondre still contributed to this offense, but guess who's not? Freaking! Oh, I forgot about Lowe. Yeah. It's either him or
Lowe is basically only in for 1 snap. Can't go
but to me it's Douglas. Like, I'm sorry.
Why Douglas? He hardly did it. He didn't do shit for on Sunday night's game.
And I'm sorry that he's might be the most undersized wide receiver we have in the team. And I'm sorry that he is probably a liability in this wide receiver room. And he
lost us the Pittsburgh game. I mean, people can,
agree with that
people can, Stevenson lost us, May lost us all they want. He falls forward. That's a first down.
This is a hard one for a loser on the offense because all of them play well. But if I have to go with my gut, it has to be. I have to go with Darian Lowe. Like. Here's the reason why I picked Darian Lowe. And I get it that he only played in one specific one play, but here's the reason why he got me really upset. If I can find this penalty when we had one of our drives. There we go. We were 3rd and 1. And this was our second to last drive in the 4th quarter. We were 3rd and 1. The Darian Lowe was reported in as eligible. Well, guess what happened? He false started when we're 3rd and 1, where we're back in the We were back in the 28-yard line, and then Drake May got sacked. This is what happens when you make these critical mistakes, when you false started, when we're at 3rd and 1.
Which already pisses me off a lot.
Like, we could have scored, and it was a miracle that Buffalo made it to get we stopped him to get a field goal.
And
it would have been a disaster if they scored the touchdown.
That led to the drive where we held Buffalo to a field goal, right? Thank you, Gonzo. By the way, the Buffalo crowd were screaming for him to get a flag. They didn't get it.
But Darian Loman, I can't stand him anymore. Regardless if it was one drive, it still doesn't matter when he was a penalty machine.
And I'm sorry, I think I said earlier it was Buffalo's final drive. I meant New England's final drive. He's an old lineman. I don't know where I've been.
It was the second to last drive. Correct. But then the last drive we got a field goal when it mattered the most. But let's get into the defense, Andy. We were wasting time.
Oh boy. So winner, I have to say Marcus Jones had that had a pass defended on what I believe would have been a conversion on either 3rd and 10, would have been a conversion on 3rd and long down to the well onto our side of the field on that one drive. He had the pick against Josh Allen that led to a New England scoring drive, touchdown, not field goal. And he had 8 tackles.
He had a tackle for loss.
Yes, he did. He did? Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did. He had a tackle for a loss, too. You're right. I got it right here. So, yeah, I think he balled out as a defender last night. For a loser, I'm probably going to have to go with, we talked about him earlier, I'm probably going to have to go with, actually, no, we didn't talk about him earlier. I'm just going to go with Carlton Davis. He couldn't stop anyone. I mean,
he's very reckless.
Coleman was catching against him. Kincaid was catching against him. He couldn't stop anyone to save his life. If you can find some specific stats. Let me look. I can actually look them up. Never mind.
Let me go to the Pro Football Reference because it could give me like how many.
Yeah, give you like grades and stuff. Yeah.
Let's go to advanced defense. Where so this is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 25. This is not what I'm looking for. So it didn't give me. It didn't give me his coverage, so that's the suckiest part. I would have to upgrade the damn thing, but if we have to talk about it, God. Actually, hold on, let me check. Currently, this guy is targeted 18 times, had 8 targets, allowed 100 yards, allowed 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, so he allowed both of Buffalo's touchdowns were scored against Davis. Yeah, that's what I remember.
I don't think he's worthy of that third 3-year contract, if I'm being honest.
No.
That is for his first year, no. But the next few games progress, he'll progress.
I hope you're right. But let's get to your choices, Thomas.
My winner is actually Robert Spillane. Because he contributed on the defense. Not only that, those 5 tackles really just save our butts here from this, even when we had to stop the run. My loser, I'm sorry to go to rupture him, Joshua Farmer, because of that penalty.
Fair.
I agree. I agree with you. Here's my winner for
Oh, I literally forgot about Craig Woodson. I mentioned him already.
I did. I was thinking of Craig Woodson, but here's my winner for the defense. Christian Barmore. And here's why.
Okay.
He has recorded 7 QB pressures against the Buffalo Bills, most for him in a game since week 9 of the 2023 season.
He also made life hell for Josh Allen in that second Buffalo game 2 years ago.
He did. This is why he was worthy of getting that contract extension. He's one of the most underrated defensive tackles in the league. Nobody's giving him credit. Everybody's talking about like Matty BK. Everybody's talking about like Chris Jones, who basically just stand there and let Trevor Lawrence get a touchdown.
Chris Jones, he got eaten alive by Jacksonville last night. I mean,
don't forget about Milton Williams. He's also underrated. Nobody's been talking about him.
And yet he's the most highest paid defensive player in Patriots history.
Which I said, that Williams deserved that contract. Whatever it seems here, he's playing decent football.
He did. But here's my loser, and I'm sorry to hate this. It's one of the safeties. It has to be one of the safeties. It's between Hawkins and Woodson. I get it that he got a sack, but in coverage, he was bad in coverage. Like, Josh Allen had 151 passer rating when targeting Jalen Hawkins. He had the second worst grade in coverage. He was a liability in coverage. He couldn't even stop a tight end. I'm going to say Joshua Farmer too because of that penalty, but I have to say Greg Woodson because he couldn't even stop Dalton Kincaid because Kincaid looked like a machine out there. He looked great, especially when he is worthy of being a first round pick out of Utah back in 2014.
He does. If we cannot stop tight ends like this, I don't know what to do.
Eric mentioned something that I agree with. Hawkins gave up that check down touchdown because he was in the middle of the field, even though he motioned with that guy out of the backfield. I'm sorry, but we need to draft safeties at this point. This is what happens when we lose Peppers, and there's so much unknown with Kyle Duggan.
I made a comment. I don't need it. I don't know if you guys picked up on the Pepper. I just made a silly Peppers comment earlier. That's in the YouTube chat.
I couldn't see. There's too many comments.
Is it that trading the Peppers thing is stupid?
Correct.
Yeah, it was stupid. It's stupid, but. And we already know who our winner is for special teams. It's Andres Bergales with the field win.
Correct.
Yep, Bergales, for sure.
Yep. But that's going to be it for today's live stream. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us here for another session of the Patriots MayeFlower Voyage series. It was one heck of a journey at Buffalo. And now we are set sailing away from Buffalo to New Orleans, where we play the New Orleans Saints. And it's going to be one heck of a battle. They may say that it might be an easier path since we got the Saints, Titans, and Browns. But sometimes it's not going to be easy because we haven't beat the Saints since Drew Brees retired. And it's a must-win for the New England Patriots, regardless of how bad the Saints are. We gotta beat them in Christmas.
Yes.
But
yeah, we had 2 very, very poor games against New Orleans with Mac Jones at quarterback, including once when his rookie year when Josh McDaniels was still here as OC. And let's make sure that doesn't happen again.
And that shutout.
Yeah, it's bad. Very, very, very bad.
We will be going on we'll be going on a virtual journey to the Big Easy this week on the MayeFlower Voyage. And guys, I've actually been to New Orleans. It is a lovely city.
Great. I've never been there, but I heard that's the home of our very own Will Campbell.
Okay.
Indeed.
He's actually from Monroe, Louisiana, in the northern part of the state. It's possible he grew up in New Orleans.
And he is similar to the other offensive tackle, retired Andrew Whitworth.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Very cool.
And besides, LSU, home of the Louisiana. But I want to ask you this too before we end off the stream. What are your what are your thoughts? We'll talk to Thomas like in the upcoming stream against the Saints, but I want to ask you this, Andy, since you can't make it. What are your thoughts against the New Orleans Saints? What can we improve against the New Orleans?
Okay. That is a very good question. Okay. I know I'm going to say the obvious thing is cut down on the penalties because we only had eight against Buffalo, but 3 of those, I believe, came at very inopportune times in the game and nearly lost us that game. Fourth quarter penalties just cannot happen. We were lucky we were able to pull that out going against a good team. So cut back on that. I don't want to see Vidarian blow on this O-line again, ever. Another obvious thing, Stevenson, keep track of that goddamn ball. I mean, just hold on to it. Probably the 3 of us could do it. It's not hard. Survive the ground. Hold on to the damn. So if a guy tries to punch it out, go like this, not this.
Not this. But
you don't hold it like a baby. It's not a baby. It's a football. Anyway, I'm not getting mad right now. Anyway,
But yeah, I think we need to.
But yeah, I mean, and as for the pass catchers, I would like to see more from the defensive backs too, because outside of Christian Gonzalez, our defensive backfield was shit against Buffalo. I mean, I want to see Vrabel really, really preach it and coach it and lay it down to the defensive backs in practice this week, because we're gonna. I mean, yeah, they've got Juwan Johnson, I think, at tight end.
Juwan Johnson, yeah,
and Taysom Hill, who is one of them.
And who's their wide receiver? They don't have
Olave.
And
Shaheed.
And the return of Brandon Cooks.
Oh, and but Brandon Cooks is getting up there in age, though. He's 30
now, one player that we have to keep an eye on besides those guys, Alvin Kamara,
exactly.
Oh, yes.
We gotta make
that son of a bitch.
We gotta make Spencer Rattler's life like hell. But going up against an offensive line who have
32, Brandon Cooks is 32. Anyway,
but you're going up against 2 young tackles in Thais Fuluaga, who was a former first rounder from Oregon State, and then you have Calvin Banks Jr. from Texas. So this is not going to be an easy match. Even though the Saints are bad, it's not going to be an easy.
Hey, we held James Cook to whatever it was, 46 yards, I think.
Yes, it's like about 48, 49 yards, less than 50.
Yeah, 49. Yep. So, yeah, we'll definitely have our hands full with Kamara.
How about you, Thomas?
And Johnson.
Yeah, even though I say the Saints are one of the worst teams in the National Football League, yes, it's not going to be easy at this point because you never know what the Saints are going to do at this point. They did beat a freaking down. I mean, they did beat the Giants. Like, honestly, I just don't think the Saints should have beat the Giants, in my opinion. But again, like, we need to watch out for them at this point when it comes to go to New Orleans, because we have a bad history when it comes to the Saints, including that shutout at Foxborough, which nobody wanted to talk about that because that was a piss poor game.
Yeah, I agree. This is not going to be an easy matchup. And
Mac threw that pick six. Mac threw the ball right to Tyrann Mathieu. Was like, come on. Like, he wasn't even looking at a wide receiver on that play, or a tight end for that matter.
Nope. It's just bad.
Yeah, we need to improve big time. But that's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much as always, for joining here in the session. And leave in the comments down below what your thoughts from that. What are your takeaways from that Patriots-Bills game? And in addition, please put in your winners and losers, as always, in the YouTube chat when you have your thoughts. But that's it. That's it for us. Please make sure that I'll put up this banner. If you haven't already, and you should, please make sure that you click the like button. that to be recommended. Also, click the subscribe button. It's completely free. It helps us grow significantly here on this channel, and we appreciate the support. And turn on the bell notifications so you won't miss out on an upcoming episode of the Patriots MayeFlower Voyages of MayeFlower Voyage series as we set sail from the cold of Buffalo down to New Orleans. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, go Pats.
Go Pats. God